Greetings and salutations, everybody. Yes, my beard is full of potato chip crumbs, but that ain't none of your business because you're supposed to be here to talk about wrestling news. So why don't we go ahead and get WWT started right now?
I am your forever ROH Women's Champion, your fallen goddess, the Alpha, the Minion, Overlord, the ROH Gatekeeper. But most of all, I am the best in the world, Athena, and you are watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I think it's out. Nope. Yeah, y'all gonna catch all this on the live. All of this. Yeah, we getting this ready because I am harboring a captain this ship today. Your councilman is today's host, and just so we'll have no shenanigans, ain't no slides today. Ain't no slides. I'm not having no propaganda being spread about certain wrestlers, highlight none of that. You just gonna see magical faces today, starting with your councilman. We have a lot to talk about today, and in the words of my tag team partner, Honey, it's a party today. We got a lot of folks in here and probably gonna get a lot more. Let's start off with our social media ambassador. She is everything you need to know AEW, because I don't know shit about AEW, but this woman does. Ladies and gentlemen, Courtney Rice is in the building, the PR princess. How are you
doing? Happy Monday. I'm doing good. It's Monday. It's Monday Night Raw. We're still in USA week.
Fuck USA week, because SmackDown was supposed to be 3 hours, and it wasn't 3 hours. It was 2 hours and 4 minutes. You know what? I said I wasn't gonna get upset. I said I wasn't gonna do this. I was going to antagonize myself today because we got another special guest in the building. You already know he is our around the world correspondent. You don't never know where he's at. He's in Vancouver. He's in Paris. He's damn near the Joe Hendry of WWT. Mr. Jason Gray is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Jason, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
The only thing I have to say is SmackDown on USA was kind of mid. I expected balloons and fireworks and unicorns, and we got Roman Reigns, and that's it, which is still cool. But I was at the first SmackDown on Fox, and we had The Rock, we had Becky, we had Tyson Fury, even though everybody wants to forget that. We got Cain Velasquez, and everybody wants to forget that too. But I expected more. And I think I'm going to go try those crunchy taco potato chips once we get done here. That you were talking about earlier. So let's yeah.
They are as mid as that SmackDown premiere. But for some reason you kept watching just like I keep eating.
Of course I did.
I don't know why. And of course, my bad.
No, go. I was gonna say something that I don't need to say. So
no, now you gotta say it.
I was gonna say it's kind of the same thing because I took an edible, it was World Wrestling Edible Night, World Wrestling Edible SmackDown.
Yes.
People sometimes snack on potato chips once they take an edible. Not blowing up your spot if, that's your thing, but,
It's not. I have a whole channel dedicated to that. So
Ron Funches had the Get High Watch Wrestling, and that was such a great idea. And I know I'm probably talking out of my ass, but when I do watch wrestling high, I feel like I see more.
You do.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy, and someone can in the comments can tell me.
I know there's so many posters in the audience than I should, and I'm like, I shouldn't be noticing this while this match is going on.
Yeah, so
or
it's a weird thing.
Stupid. Yeah, but like I said, y'all, we got a full roster today. So not only do we have them, we have since it's Monday, I'm going to do something new. I'm going to introduce this man with the respect that I should have for him. So, but I don't, because I don't know his leadership status just yet. But I'm still going to introduce him the way he needs to be. I'm not going to play that stupid video of him because out of respect for him. But he is the mayor of Vice City. He is the Duke of Parkerville, which is doing very well. You can see him on the news here on the West Coast doing this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Cedric is in the building. where you get horns?
That was me. I got horns.
Oh, okay. I was like, where did Cedric get horns from?
I got
didn't
horns.
see this.
I got sad trombone.
No.
I got Ice Cube.
Definitely
So,
play
yeah.
that. Now that one we're definitely gonna need.
We got a packed house, so I'm not going to belabor this. I'm going to take that introduction because the monologue at the beginning did feel a little targeted. No, I'm not going to lie. Felt a little targeted, but I'm going to give you a pass today.
I mean, you know, that's how a lot of guilty parties feel, like they're targeted. So, you know, I can't be mad that that is how you feel. But how are you today? I'm not going to just bypass and not ask you, how are you doing this Monday?
I'm great. The cities are thriving. The communities are in uproar for what's going to happen these next couple of weeks. We are doing good on this side of the political fence, if you will.
Okay. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we my tag team partner is going to be back. I think she's just getting some stuff situated. But we have someone new joining the team as well. If you've seen him in the chat, you've seen All-Star Fandom here, leaving comments, jumping into the stories. Very huge wrestling fan, and so I thought it was only proper for the councilman to make a connection with the real TK, and the real TK has brought the contracts out. The contracts have been signed, and we have a new correspondent joining us today. Mr. Dion of All-Star Fandom is here today. Dion, welcome first and foremost. How are you today?
Man, I appreciate it. Had to run in because just got home from work, so real quick and saw you guys were on and hopped on. So, but yeah, thanks for having me. Big fan of the show. So ready to talk some wrestling.
Yes, indeed. We're gonna attempt to do that, and we're also gonna veer off very much to the side, just so you know.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the show.
As long as you know, you have joined on the roller coaster episode because the parents are not here.
Oh,
and,
great! This is the best one.
Yes. And shout out to everybody that's in here. Ronell, Special Little Nobodies, our producer, the real DM Hunk, who's letting us know it's 2 hours and 13 minutes until Raw. We don't have a lot of stories today. We got some good stories, but it's not. This is a light day, so we will get y'all ready for Monday Night Raw, which I hope is the correct time that it's supposed to be aired. Unlike a previous show that happened this Friday that didn't air as much as it said it was going to air. So, but
is Raw 2 hours tonight, or is it still 3?
I don't care.
I think it's 2.
I don't believe nothing they say no more now. I don't know what. But I think Raw is still 3 hours, and I believe next week, October 7th is where they start.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But we're gonna jump from the WWE ship, and we're gonna first dive into TNA. So we want to talk about the end results of Victory Road. Now, did anybody have a chance to check out TNA's Victory Road this past weekend?
Did not.
I skimmed the results and everything.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But in case for those that did watch and that did want to enjoy, we start off with Kushida versus Leon Slater. Kushida took out Leon Slater on the countdown to Victory Road in a successful match, as well as moving on to Steve Maclin and Eric Young versus Jake Somebody and Hammerstone. I believe that Jake something and Hammerstone defeated Steve Maclin and Eric Young. Now, with Hammerstone just recently being on NXT, I want to ask y'all, does this move anything for y'all as Hammerstone as a wrestler in general? Is this something like y'all want to see more of him, or is there something that he needs to do to get y'all to have eyes on him a little bit more? Cedric, we'll start with you.
You said, sorry, repeat the question. I was just reading some of the other matches.
Oh, yeah. Just saying, after having this victory, does this give you a little bit more attention to Hammerstone, especially with him being on NXT this past Tuesday, or does he still need to do something to grasp the audience's attention like yourself?
No, I don't think he has to do much. I think, like we talked last week during the NXT post show, this was one of the hottest free agents around. There were a lot of companies clamoring for his services before he decided to settle back down in TNA. So I think just more prominent matches. Of course, that NXT rub is going to be huge, but also just that NXT TNA partnership is working. the formula is working. So now we're going to start crossing over more into TNA pools to see recaps, clips, you name it, because they do have a lot of talent within that company. So I think the formula right now is fine.
Okay. Courtney, your thoughts on Hammerstone and Jake Something defeating Steve Macklin and Eric Young?
God, I haven't listened to that name Eric Young since I watched TNA way back in the day. Way back in the day, 2003. Going back to our mayor's point, it's really nice to see TNA and NXT continue that partnership because, of course, we did see a few people from NXT be on the pay-per-view, like Wendy Chu, Zach. So it's really nice to see that. And also, I know I'm getting a little bit ahead, but I saw like some people post that JBL was there because he was there on the last couple pay-per-views, interfering in Nick Nemath's match. So that's also another edge to this partnership. I don't know what's he gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna be either on TNA or NXT. That's another conversation to have. But I think for them, they just need to keep going. Keep going. Have the formula there, considering. And also, it's a great opportunity for some NXT stars to kind of jump ship to TNA. We have seen them jump into NXT, but it would be nice to see them jump into the Impact Zone.
Yeah, indeed. Before we move on, I want to introduce, of course, my tag team partner, the sweetest Oos. Honey is finally able to jump on with us. The Wired Six must be blocking you from being on this episode.
Listen, I've done everything I can to make sure that I am in the Wyatt Six City Graces. That's neutral grounds, neutral territory, you know. So I'm not sure what is going on. I could have sworn that it was probably some Vice City Wi-Fi trying to get, infiltrated into my internet here, but all is well, and it's great to see everybody. Hi, Sed. Hi, guys.
You see how I try to start the week off right, but this pettiness just exists, you know?
Hey, so I came in very non-petty today. Very non-petty.
You guys take it here, then I got to go here, and then now the whole show's messed up, and now we don't have a show.
Let's try to keep it on course. Jason, let me ask you. Now we know Eric Young is a TNA like staple, but is there any chance or any thoughts of you seeing him maybe going back to the WWE, especially now seeing like his former group member Nikki Cross into a new fold and kind of getting her shine? Do you see him going back at any chance, or maybe pulling like Moose and staying TNA until his time is up?
He left because of prior administration in WWE. He's essentially a TNA original, with Team Canada back in the day. So, one of the funnier things about TNA, and they're one of those things. They're great. That's a great show, but they are hard to find to watch. Like, I don't have access. So there was a storyline where Eric Young was essentially killed on TV on TNA.
Good God.
And then came back shortly thereafter. But no, I think he's good where he's at. Let him bounce around NXT for a bit, but I don't think there's any long-term return in the works for Eric Young, because honestly, where is he going to go if he goes to WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SmackDown, because they don't have nobody. They have like the same 6 people every Friday wrestling in the ring, so they could definitely use someone over at SmackDown.
Well, I mean, if they're going to get that third hour, I guess they could need some more. Back when they did the brand extension the 1 year and they brought back Jinder and they brought back Brian Myers. Like, if they're going to go that route again, hey, we got more TV time. Let's bring back old people. Maybe then, but I think Eric Young's too good for that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Shout outs to the 3-hour SmackDown that never was.
Oh, God. Oh my God. Dear God.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't have any more questions about that tag team match. I'm just gonna be honest. I tried to stretch it out as best.
You did a good job, man.
I appreciate it. I have no idea who any of those people. So I'm gonna kind of blow through TNA a little bit. I'll hit the highlighted ones we know. So we can talk a little bit about SmackDown before we get into some of this other news. So the Hardys defeated First Class as well because they're able to jump over top ropes and land right. So they were able to do that in this match and pick up the victory against AJ Francis and KC Navarro. As well as our X Division champion, Zachary Winks, is no longer the champion. Apparently, Mike Bailey took a speedball and took his belt right back. So I do have to ask y'all opinion on this. With him achieving this goal, defeating Wes Lee, like, how does this look for Zachary moving on? Was this just kind of something to give him before moving to NXT? Or do you feel like he should have remained the X Division champion? Dion, I'll start with you.
No, it seems like it's a good move to jump to NXT. You know, you do the favors on your way out, if that's the case with him. And sort of seeing that other side of Wes Lee, no, it's a little off topic, but seeing heel Wes Lee was really needed for me for some reason. I'm not sure why I enjoyed it so much. I guess just a smaller guy saying, like, you know, F it. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't have any friends. Let's have some fun. But no, I think it's a good launching pad for him to make that jump to NXT if he's making that jump, because he's got the win. And then when he comes back to NXT TV, I don't think it hurt him at all if he lost.
Okay. Jason, your thoughts on the new Mike Bailey now returning as the X Division champion?
Honestly, I think more people are into Speedball Mike Bailey than Zachary Wentz. I think it was, you know, maybe a hot shot thing. Maybe it was a hot, you know, like, let's just do it, give him the title. And if he is going to NXT, if he's going back to NXT, then it makes sense. Like Dion said, you know, you lose on the way out.
Yeah. Courtney, your thoughts?
I mean, I do think it was a smart move for Zach, because I think on one episode of TNA, him and his partner were thinking about the tag team titles. So that would have been a little awkward, because if you're going for the tag team titles, but you're also the X Division champion, which one do you pick? So it was a good call, because somewhere down the line, they could get a shot for the tag team titles. And it'll be great for Mr. Speedball, because he can keep that momentum going, and also bring prestige back to the X Division, because that was a really good division from back in the. If you saw TNA from back in the day, 2003, 2004, 2005, that was one of the highlights, was their X Division.
Yeah, yes, it was. Honey, your thoughts?
I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I don't really have any thoughts on this, only because I didn't want to see this whole split up with the Rascals thing anyway. It was kind of disappointing for me, but I'm not sure where you go from here with Zach Wentz, especially after now that there is no more Rascals, no more Wes Lee, and things like that, and they had their matchup, and you had him go over on Wes Lee, but then he loses his title. Not sure what's going on here. Not sure what's being cooked, if anything, but it doesn't taste good to me.
So then let's ask the mayor. He is a political strategist. Let me ask you, what do you think is next for Zachary Wentz?
I mean, pretty sure him and Troy McGuire are owed a tag team title shot. We don't know why they didn't get their tag team title shot. We assume it was the scheduling conflict, them actually having this pay-per-view over the weekend and not want to do double duty. But the reason he won the X Division title was to make him appear like a singles threat against Wes Lee, who we know is a singles threat and a multi-time champion. So they made the right move. That was the absolute match on the card and No Mercy, where you needed to have a TNA superstar go over and you feature a title on NXT and WWE programming. All things accomplished. Now with Trey Miguel and Zach Wentz looking to give the NXT Tag Team division a boost, naturally you want to keep the X Division whole, and like Jason said, Speedball Bailey is a fan favorite there. So as long as that title is not going to be on NXT programming, no need for him to hold it. You accomplished everything with going over Wes Lee. You still have a storyline built in there because he has one up on Wes Lee in singles action. But in the meantime, Trey and Zach are about to boost the tag team division. They're owed a tag team title shot. So I expect them to get that on one of these 2 weeks of the CW premiere.
That'd be good. That'd be a good tag team match. Yeah. So yeah, we will see what is in line for Zachary, but also a huge congratulations to Mike Bailey once again being the TNA X Division's champion. And then in more, we had Frankenstein's monster and Rhino the refrigerator versus Matt Cardona and Steph DeLander, but that match did not happen. As we found out that this is not a gimmick to go with the match, but that Stephanie DeLander is actually going to need neck surgery, and they weren't able to have the match. Now, let me just throw this out there before I ask all of y'all this. Do any of you care?
I think it sucks for her because the work she's been doing with Cardona for the last year has been awesome. I'm not going to lie. I got a little creeped out with Cardona and her in that promo where he's like, "You're my property. I own you. You did nothing without me." And I was like, that's some trafficking type stuff right there. But it sucks is what it boils down to. I don't know much about Steph DeLander before she hooked up with Cardona, but she's been doing great stuff. It just sucks that she's going to be injured and out for foreseeable future.
So I'll ask you, Mayor, where does this leave Matt Cardona? Like, does this hurt him, or is his star going to keep continuing to rise without Stephanie DeLander there?
Nah, I think he's a made brand on the indie circuit already. And I think he said recently that he feels like he's accomplished everything he can on the independent circuit and he's ready to, I guess, sign with another company. Which company that will be, who knows? He's made appearances almost everywhere, but he hasn't been in the WWE umbrella in quite some time. But I think once that time comes, he'll be a free agent that people are looking for. And I think I'm pretty sure he's one of Cody's boys. So I wouldn't outrule the WWE at all.
Okay. Honey, let me ask you, if Matt Cardona does decide to come back with the WWE, where should he be placed? On which brand would work best for him?
I don't know why, but for some reason, NXT stands out for me for Matt Cardona. I just think that type of indie loving kind of crowd, smaller, more intimate arena. I feel like that suits his vibe. We've seen Matt Cardona have big moments on the bigger brands as well, even WrestleMania moments. So I don't think it would hurt him if he were to come to NXT, if he were to go back home and go to NXT. I think that would be something really, really interesting. Instead of the typical Raw SmackDown. And shout outs to Steph DeLander, because for those of you who don't remember, and may she have a speedy recovery and healthy recovery. Neck surgery is no joke, but she did wrestle, if you guys remember, a while back in NXT as a superstar named Persia Pirata, and she was like a friend of Indy Hartwell's, that when they shared their Australian background together and everything like that. She was on a Halloween Havoc special. She made a debut as a friend of Indy Hartwell's, and she even went against Toxic Attraction and a triple threat ladder match with Indy Hartwell against Toxic Attraction and Io Sky and Zoe Stark at the time. It was like back in 2021, but yeah, that was just a little fun fact for anybody who didn't remember. But yeah, I think Matt Cardona would fit right on in at home in NXT.
All right. Jason, let me ask you, if for some reason he does go back to WWE, does he stay with his name or does he go back to the moniker of Zack Ryder? And which do you think is best for him?
What the guy has done in the 4 or 5 years he's been out of WWE is unbelievable. I'm not a big fan of Cardona, but I love how he's going about things, what he's doing. And he said, Zack Ryder's dead. And he's done enough, I think, to get his name if he goes to WWE. Now, I don't think he needs, in my brain, I feel like he thinks he's on the Cody level. He's going to get the big return entrance. He's going to get the big push. And I don't see that happening. I could see him answering an open challenge to Logan, or no, he's not. Logan Paul's not the champ anymore.
LA Knight.
LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight. So, I don't know, man. I think it's only a matter of time before he ends up back in WWE, whether that is on Netflix for Raw or the Royal Rumble or on SmackDown with his wife. I think let him run NXT for a bit. Have this, he's a heel. Like, people cheer for him, but he is a heel. So just let him run around NXT for a bit. he lives in Orlando. So, I mean, it's not like he's going to be going that far. I just think that I just think that he thinks he's a bigger deal than he is, but he's awesome for what he's doing. Now I know those two things contradict themselves, but I think you guys catch what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, makes perfect sense.
Is he okay? Is there more equity in Matt Cardona than Zack Ryder at this moment? Like, if he were to come back, is that where the equity is? It is in Matt Cardona instead of Zack Ryder, because Zack Ryder has a history all the way from the one long leg, one long pants leg, or one long tight and one short tight, right? So
I think it depends who you ask.
Yeah, I think that was a different generation of fans and social media. I think that ship has sailed.
And even the company. I mean, like, if you ask someone in WWE, they may think it's Zack Ryder. I think it's Matt Cardona, because he's done more in 5 years than, I mean, he had, but the stuff that he did in WWE that got him over is stuff that he's doing now. He took control with the YouTube show. But I don't think he's going to want to go back for Zack Ryder. I think if it's Matt Cardona or Boss. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I interrupted you. I apologize. I want to let you finish. But it's honestly, if this was still the Vince era, then he'd go. Then they'd force Zack Ryder down everybody's throats, and it probably wouldn't even be as nearly as organic as it was when it first happened, because everybody loved Zack Ryder. But this Matt Cardona is a different animal, and I think he would fit right in with the vibe of NXT for some reason. I just feel like that intimate setting suits him a lot better. You know, he's had moments. He's had his moments, but Zack Ryder's long gone for sure.
Yeah, and then the same thing for Shawn Spears. Like, he could have came back to perfect 10, but he didn't.
Oh yeah.
Changed. Now that's what we know him as. Like, we know him as Shawn Spears.
Speaking of Shawn Spears, where has he been?
He made a TV appearance on NXT in the backstage during the time, I believe, when they were talking about the NXT championship. So, you know, I guess just kind of maybe stirring up to see where they can throw him in to a new storyline.
He's a part of the storyline with Blade and Inoue attacking him in the back, and then what's his damn name? Brooks Jensen coming to his aid.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was it. Now, just one more, then we'll move on to the next match. Let's throw a curveball in this. Courtney, let's say Matt Cardona signs with AEW. How would he do at being all elite?
Oof. How would he? No, I had to think about this because I'm like thinking in my head. Like, I think if you saw some of the work he did in the independent scene, I would say he would fit in the Aurora AEW is, because it is appealing to a different audience than you would WWE. And if you see some of the stuff that he's done, it kind of blends a little bit well. And also, he pretty much would have control of it, and he would get to do it on his terms. And plus, I don't know, Jason, I don't know if you saw it, but he wrestled on Collision against Adam Copeland for the TNT championship. So he had a huge reception. It was a positive reception.
He also teamed with Cody for a couple appearances during the pandemic era. And I think he would fit in good with AEW, because AEW is the world's biggest super indie. I mean, he would definitely fit there.
If there was enough space, but I feel like there's just so much going on that roster that he's just gonna get lost in the sauce. So keep him away from AEW.
See,
if it's not that part,
Yep.
and if not NXT, I would even say TNA.
I mean, is Ricochet gonna vanish into Rampage in 2 months like Keith Lee did?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
After that encounter with Will Ospreay, and he couldn't say nothing, he was like, "Stephanie Gable, yeah, okay." I'm like,
he was supposed to just stand there and look menacing. Like, that was not hard to do.
That's it.
That was not hard to do.
I was like, oh,
damn
no.
it, Rico.
Ricochet's not menacing. Bobby Lashley is menacing.
Yes.
No, if Ricochet
that's okay,
wouldn't,
but
if
I'm just
Ricochet
saying those
wouldn't
are the words
talk,
that
he
they
would
use.
look way more menacing. It's
Yeah,
his voice.
if he just
Yeah.
if
If
he
we're
wouldn't
being
talk.
honest, it's his voice.
Good call, Seth.
And
Good call.
if he was a little bulkier, obviously.
no, not even
No,
much
it-
bulkier. If his moves
his
were
physique
like,
is straight. It's just his
yeah,
voice.
if it was slightly aggressive in his move set, like it was more like, yeah, like I'm that guy, and he just stayed quiet, it would be like that. It'd be some Blade Runner type stuff, like, oh yeah, like this dude is nothing to play
Yeah,
with.
I've
Just,
always thought he needed a manager of some sort because he's tried on the mic a few times, and I keep going back and forth. Who did you put with him? Like he doesn't match up well with anybody. But yeah, his mic skills are
If Ricochet would just come out and
not
do
the
all his
greatest.
promos in sign language, he would have been a world
Yeah.
champion by now.
Subtitles.
Oh my lord.
Just
They just put
flips.
subtitles up on the screen. Like that. Like there was that rumor that Vince hated how Christian's face looked, so they were just going to blur his face out when he was on TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's just wrong to say.
That's just-
Like
and
this
this is
is
why
wrong.
this is why he got that documentary coming out.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
oh,
like,
boy.
if you don't like somebody's face, why put him on TV?
I-
I don't know. We're no longer in that Vince era. We
Right,
are
Thank goodness.
heavily into a Paul Levesque era.
Yes, we are. But shout out to Matt Cardona. We also have new knockout Worlds Tag Team Champions in Spitfire. Spitfire are the new champions. If they would have lost, they would have disbanded, but obviously they didn't. And they are your new TNA World Tag Team Champions. Joe Hendry continues to ride that blaze of glory to the top as he defeated Josh Alexander and his stupid ass wrestling helmet that he won't take off for some reason. We also have new TNA World Tag Team Champions. The System defeated ABC. Thoughts on the System being the new TNA World Tag Team Champions? What's up with Jason?
Bay and I love Chris Bay and Austin. When I lived in LA, I would go to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and back when he was, I think he was Crop Top Chris, because he would just walk around and like a crop top. Just watching him on those small indies, and then seeing the stuff that he has done in TNA and Japan. You know, Ace Austin's fucking amazing. Like, I don't. Obviously, I don't know the storyline, so I don't know why the System won the title back because they just lost it, you know, at the last event. So, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, you know, Moose is the champ. If they're going for that 4 horseman type roster, their faction or evolution, something like that, cool. But I think they should have left it on the young guys.
Gotcha. Sid, let me ask you this. With the System now back as the World Tag Team Champions, what is the chances that they step to the NXT Tag Team Champions if Fraxium does retain after going up against, I think, what, MSK?
I think Moose is a main roster.
I don't know if they'll blend them into NXT because it seems like the Rascals are just going to be the crossover there. I don't know if they'll bring the tag champs over. I think it would be a good look if you have a tag team from NXT go challenge them, whether that be like Hank and Tank or even the Good Brothers, somebody of that nature can go over and challenge them. I think that would be a good look if you see something like that. Like let the young guys of NXT shine their star power in the TNA brand. Like we've seen so often so far. I think that's more of a good look than anything.
By the way, speaking of that, I loved the interaction between Ariana Grace and Santino. I thought that was so freaking great. I've been waiting for that interaction. So when she opened the door and she finally walks in and he starts screaming and he starts hugging her and everything, I was like, yes, this is what I needed for the moment. This was great. This is so good. Anything Ariana Grace says is to gold. I love it. Especially
I got a question to make. I did not know Santino was her daddy.
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
How could you not?
I didn't. Like, as soon as they said it, I looked, I'm like, no. I went scroll. I was like,
yeah,
no, that's his kid.
Yeah.
What?
Runs in the family. Between her and Dominic Mysterio, Featuring So Bright.
And but I remember like Santino debuting and beating Umaga for like the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Like to see that it runs that deep, I was like, oh my gosh, yo, like what? And I was like, how many people knew this? And I was like, I bet I'm the only one didn't know this. I bet I'm the only one could not figure this out.
I'll take that bet.
Councilman was today years old.
I was
found out Ariana Grace is Santino Morella's daughter.
Yes, I was. But let's jump into the two main events of Victory Road. We had the TNA Knockouts World Champion, the Juggernaut, taking on NXT's Wendy Wu. Once again, Juggernaut is just nothing to play with. She beats Wendy Wu, remains the champion. But I want to know what what's
Wendy
It's true. We've been through this already, Councilman. Come on now.
Hey, look, I'm not saying she should change her name then, but you might need to just think about a rebranding. Wendy Wu just comes right off the tongue. Okay,
She just rebranded.
I mean, listen, it's easy to click off that CH and just throw a W up there. Like, I'm just saying, it rolls right off the tongue. Just Wendy Wu, NXT Women's Champion. See how easy that is? Chew takes so much. Then I gotta take a break after I say it.
Yeah, I feel bad because I wrote it down as Woo when you said it. Like, and I knew it was wrong.
I just wasn't going to correct you. So I was like, all right. Shit happens.
It works. It works. The NXT Warrior. There you go. But I just want to get y'all thoughts on what does this do for Wendy Chu moving forward? Does did this hurt her, or does this elevate her to be taken more as a serious competitor? Courtney, we'll start with you.
No, I was gonna say something, Councilman, because you did not know Ariana was Santino's daughter. I kept going back to All In because you did not know Hook was Taz's father.
Or Hook was Taz's son.
I did not know none of this.
I had to go back. Anyways, it does help elevate Wendy because it does take her as a serious competitor. And I was kind of scrolling through the results because it did say Rosemary kind of like interfere after the match. So that is gonna help her. And I think that should take her seriously as a competitor. I do think I'm like laughing at the comments right here.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait, what?
So I guess we're talking about but yes, he's not. He's not. Y'all didn't know that?
Wait a minute.
Wait, Taz
really?
I just thought his wife was white, and that's how Hook came to be.
No,
oh my God.
Taz just has a very strong tan.
Gotcha.
So
Wow.
what do we think Taz was before this? Because
I thought it was black.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
So
I think a lot of people thought that he might have been mixed, but no, he's same with like Mark Merrill. If you didn't know Mark Merrill was not a black man, he's not.
Oh wait, here this has been requested. Where did it go? All right.
We gotta go to commercial real quick. We're gonna be right back.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Councilman got PTSD.
Because you think you know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just think you know. And he just been so how did it work for him but not for Hogan? Like, who is this guy's Tannis? Because this dude needs all the awards.
Tannis?
I thought Jason, your thoughts on Wendy Chu and what does this do for her next?
Oh, it does nothing. It adds nothing. She was just a person that wasn't doing a lot on NXT, going over to TNA, just to get, I think, working with Jordan Grace is a rub regardless, because Jordan's awesome. I loved Wendy Chu. And I know, Councilman, when we did the all something post show. I gave you a couple matches to watch. Go look up Tiffany Stratton versus Wendy Chu in a lights out match. It was amazing. It was on NXT TV. It was so good.
Yes.
Dark Wendy Chu now with her House of Black Wendy Chu, whatever you want to call her. It's cool, but I think this was just, they're not putting their top women on TNA. So let's just go with, the people that they know can work, have a good match with Jordynne Grace, and move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
So in that spirit, I'm gonna ask Honey, Mayor, and Dion this: who in NXT do you think would be a proper challenger for the Juggernaut? Not just something to just throw at her, but something where it's like, yo, you could see Jordynne may not walk out with this belt. Or is there anybody?
A potential possibility, and if they book her right and not give her that whole pop star persona they were trying to put on her, Nikita Lyons.
Oh,
I can see somebody like Nikita Lyons making the matchup a little interesting. It would look like a threat to Jordynne Grace. I'm just saying that she would be a formidable opponent. It's kind of like trying to find a formidable opponent for Obafemi, and they bring me Hammerstone. And it's no shade to anything that Hammerstone has ever done. I haven't really followed the guy like that, but I was very disappointed because I was just like, he's definitely not winning. And at least with Nikita Lyons, you would think that she has the possibility to win, but I don't know. I don't know if anybody could take out the Juggernaut, to be honest with you.
Honey, what do you think about JC Jane as the one?
JC Jane?
Yeah.
No.
She's got her crew. I think it could be, some shenanigans. Yeah, why not?
I mean,
from an in-ring standpoint, I would say Fallon over. Even though JC to me should be the leader, I think they're prominently featuring Fallon. If you just look at the
Fallon,
Fallon's in the center, so JC's kind of in that same. I don't want to call her a henchman, but side cash role like she was behind Mandy Rose.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
But that's what I was actually going to say. I was going to say if this was still Mandy Rose era and Toxic Attraction era, then maybe I would say JC Jane has a shot, but they've fallen way off and far from there.
Sad.
Shout outs to Mandy Rose at her bachelorette party, though.
Eric just gave me mine. Lash Legend.
Yeah.
Take a superstar that
Yes.
is ascending upwards and can kind of match Jordynne Grace's power in the ring and athleticism. I think that would make so much sense. If they don't, they should at least do the match. But I mean, I think there's still going to be some stuff going on with Chu, and you know what? I like it because Chu has a stable mate in TNA, so it just works. Just attacking her after the match, it shows that they're not done yet, and I think that allows Wendy Chu to kind of spread their wings of this character a lot more.
I can see that.
I'm just going to co-sign on that one. Lash Legend was my pick, but to be different, I like Sol Ruka a lot. I don't know if that's a threat, but I think that would be a fun sort of matchup just with different styles like that too. So don't know if she'll ever become like NXT champion or anything, but she's exciting to watch.
Hell yeah.
Well, we shall see as the Juggernaut is still reigning supreme over at TNA, and Wendy Chu is still selling the best pillows around the United States.
The queen of posturepedics.
Yeah, Wendy's posturepedics. Make sure they either will drift you off or it could be a nightmare on those prices. But Wendy Chu posturepedics will always get you right. That's what this episode is sponsored by. And then we're gonna get into the main event. Nick Nemeth, the TNA World Champion, versus Moose. We all said it in the predictions that we didn't think Moose would be coming out as a champion. We were absolutely right, even though Nick Nemeth got put through a table. JBL came out. Nick Nemeth still remains your TNA World Champion. So I just have to ask y'all, who should be next to challenge Nick Nemeth now that he's finally gotten that victory over Moose? And with that victory, what does this do for Nick Nemeth as champion? Let's start with Dion. Let's go with you first.
Well, I actually had a question on top of this one, so I'm going to judo flip your question. Is Moose finishing up right now with TNA? Is that the rumor so far? Because I thought I may have scrolled and saw that, and I'm like, if he finishes up, is he retiring or is he jumping ship somewhere else?
He
I
said he
think he
wants his
did.
name to be synonymous with the TNA brand only.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
once his
okay.
contract is up,
Yeah.
he's likely retiring.
Wow.
He was asked.
Okay.
Yeah, he was asked about where he'd like to go or if there's anything else he wanted to accomplish. But yeah,
Wow. Okay. Because that's what was going to be mine's will too. Because I was like, hey, you get a rematch out of that one. Because I'm not super familiar with TNA's full-on roster. But I was like, I saw the highlights from that one, and it looked a little overbooked to a degree with JBL coming out. It's good to see him, but it's a little overbooked. But no, I'm going with I'd go with Moose, but I'm not sure who else on that roster. That stinks that he's retiring. I wanted to go somewhere else, but
me too. Me too.
why didn't he go? I mean, like, was there any reason behind, like, why WWE didn't never looked at him, or
They looked at him. He just never wanted to. He never wanted to entertain Vince, I believe.
Understandable.
Also, his name is Moose.
Moose not a championship name?
You got to ask.
Moose.
Imagine that at the New York Stock Exchange, ringing the bell. Moose.
I'd be curious to know if there's any merch with just some moose across the chest.
Right.
Moose.
With the hook, with the hooves, with the hooves.
Showing my age here, we could definitely get some Bullwinkle.
Vince would have put
Rocky and Bullwinkle, yeah.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Oh my god.
Vince would have put antlers on him if he would have came over there. I'm sure.
Yeah. Nah, if I had to pick an opponent for Nick Nemeth next, I would. Can I say Mustafa Ali? Can I say that?
I mean, it's part of it. Yeah.
I think that would eat. That would be oof. That would be disgusting. But yeah. I think I'll go with Mustafa Ali, or even for shits and giggles, because he is still the hottest thing right now, Joe Hendry.
Because we believe. Now,
we do believe.
I'm going to switch it up now, and I'm going to say for Jason and Courtney, what NXT star could you see coming through and challenging Nick Nemeth for the world title?
Go ahead, Courtney.
I'm trying to think from NXT roster because there's a lot of hitters you can go with. I think I'm gonna go a little bit left field. Opa Femi. I'm just gonna go left field. I don't know why, but he just kind of was my mind. Or
wait, for Nick Nemeth?
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
If they give me Moose and Nick Nemeth before they give me Moose and Oba, I would be upset.
I mean, think about it.
I mean, excuse me, Moose and Oba and Nick Nemeth.
You said it. That was hilarious.
Can you imagine? I mean, Nick Nemeth is one of the best bump takers in the business. Can you imagine what he would do for Oba Femi?
Make him look like $1 million.
I was thinking that. I'm a big Josh Alexander fan, but Jesus.
Wow, being hugging like, yo, what's going on today?
Wow, Courtney getting smashed by the comment.
Wow.
Oh, pause. Whoa.
He is making a comeback, though, right?
Yeah, Independence.
He has featured on actually our sponsors, Caribbean Wrestling. So yeah, yes.
Who I would like to see Nemeth and Ethan Page.
Okay.
It doesn't even have to be for titles. Maybe do it like a bragging rights kind of thing. Or, Survivor Series. Maybe have that on one of the undercards. Like the early matches. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. Cedric.
Just because it would do wonders to give this man some good highlight film on this trajectory he's on, Trick Williams. It would boost the TNA brand. And since we've seen Pete Dunne make Trick look so good, Dolph would do that 10 times over. Make his moveset, make everything his character work look so good in ring that you would have to believe that Trick is not only just the face of NXT, but a viable champion from an in-ring standpoint. They have to pull that trigger. Like especially if Trick does not win on the debut episodes at all, I think that's a natural place for him to go, just to showcase that he's improving while right before our eyes.
You have him go to TNA's title and not go for his go back for his NXT title.
I said if he loses.
Okay.
He loses against Ethan Page, but also I'll be vocal about it. I don't. Trick right now is not deserving of being a 2-time NXT champion.
Ooh. Floor is yours, sir. What your thoughts on why that is?
Look at all the superstars that have had 2-time title reigns, and I think Braun Breaker was the most recent one that did it in such a short period of time. But that's just because we had Braun fatigue with NXT 2.0. Trick's in ring work trajectory, it's not there yet. We gotta have some dominoes fall first before, and the chase makes more sense. But in ring carrying the company, that's why they pulled it off him, because we realized that Summer wasn't really hitting. Summer Trick was not that good. So to give him that accolade that you had with Bowler, Knock, Ciampa, that many beautiful
Gargano,
names,
Cole,
Keith Lee, like there's so many great multi-time NXT champions that have gone on to have phenomenal careers. And Trick can get there too, but we can't pull that trigger so fast while we're still learning on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the equivalent of Jade being a multi-time singles champion already on main roster after we criticized her so much in AEW.
Very true. I can agree to that. So, but yeah, we shall see. But that was definitely victory road for TNA. So congratulations to our new champions. Hopefully we'll see what is the next chapter for all of them. And speaking of Jade Cargill, in the news they had an interview recently, and she had mentioned something when it comes to WWE travel. She mentioned that compared to AEW, it is very brutal. She was used to working 1 day a week, maybe 2 days a week, but coming off of the road and the extensive schedule that they have with WWE, it is a lot more intense than her previous place. I'd like to get y'all thoughts on Jade's comments when it comes to WWE travel. Jason, you look like you're ready. You look like you are something.
I know. I have one line, and that's all I'm gonna say. But Jason, go first.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. No shit, dummy. You're working 1 day a week compared to 5. Of course, it's going to be more strenuous because you're not
dummy
at home. Jeez, no. Come on. Of course, it's going to be more strenuous. That's like, it's like if I hit myself in the head with a brick, it's going to hurt. No kidding. Like, it's.
I will just say this line, Jade. Welcome to the big time, baby girl. Welcome to the big time. 365 days a week, a year, 7 days a week. And of course it's going to be more strenuous, especially when you're dealing with a machine such as WWE that has been running for decades, as opposed to AEW where they just give you week by week. This is what it's like, and this is what it costs to be on top of your game, to be a star. You're on the road a lot, away from family, things like that. But I think she's taking it very well. She's taking it all in stride. I'm sure it had to be quite the adjustment to get used to when starting out into it. If they would have put her in right away in WWE after she left AEW, it probably wouldn't have hit the same, and her energy would be a lot different because she would have to have time to catch up on the way WWE operates from the formula of AEW. But yeah, girl, welcome to the big time.
Yeah. Cedric, your thoughts on Jade's comment?
I mean, it's just a little honesty, but I think she's taking it in stride, getting used to it. I mean, I think she's very vocal about not needing professional wrestling. She can retire. They have a very successful business that her husband runs, but she does this for the love of the game. So I think with that comes new experiences that she's learning. And she's like, damn, I didn't think it would be this hard. But I know on the flip side of that, she probably realizes how rewarding everything is, especially just with this brief time she's been in WWE.
Yeah. Courtney, your thoughts?
It's just a learning curve for her. This is the travel schedule right here. But as everybody pointed out, this is going to be something she's going to have to learn. It is going to be time to process because AEW schedule is a little bit different than WWE. where they're on the road a lot,
Mhm.
especially when it's big pay-per-view weekend. That is going to be a little bit of something that she's going to have to learn, especially when it's the big pay-per-view such as WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. But I do think she is going to take it in stride. And plus, she just started out in WWE this year, so it is a process. And plus, she's going to thrive very quickly. So this is this is the name of the game, but she'll be fine.
Mhm.
Now, Dion, do you see this maybe becoming a toll on Jade, or to Courtney's point, do you think that she's gonna keep that rocket ship strapped to her and flying true?
No, I think the rocket strap to her, man. She gets a superstar entrance, stuff like that. Like she's set. I would love to know, like, if she's traveling with Bianca and Montez or something like who's her travel buddies for it, sort of keeping her in line, not keeping her in line, but sort of helping her out through the hectic travel. But it is what it is, man. Like, I know they're sort of dropping a few house show dates, which might make it a bit easier. But at the end of it, it's like it's the WWE, man. You're a piece of this machine now. You got to play your part. You got those long weekends, flying to another place. It's just part of it. And I felt like she knew that coming into only working one TV day a week in AEW compared to house shows and TV in WWE. But again, she's presented like a superstar, man. She's in the right place. She'll get used to everything, and she'll headline a WrestleMania in no time.
Yeah, I believe so too. Just the fact, like, to Cedric's point, like having a husband with a successful business, having to where it's just like, yo, this is not that weight of I have to be here. I think gives you even more of a advantage to be able to like travel and enjoy this stuff and even work in ways that could be best for you. So, but shout out to Jade and her continued success. I'm sure she will still step to it and thrive just as much as she needs to. But let's go ahead and switch it up. And we talked about this Friday, and we weren't sure, but we know SmackDown has a new theme now. And so we weren't sure, of course, like this damn 3 hours that was supposed to happen.
Man, they burnt you. They hurt you, man.
Yeah. You don't understand. I was sitting here like prepped because the cage match happened first, and I was like, yo, we don't have a main event. We still got a whole hour to go. What's the main event? And we sit, and then Honey is just adding more seasoning and crab meat and sausages to the soup, talking about the final boss probably gonna show up. I'm like, and it's looking like it's gonna happen.
Me too.
I thought that was gonna happen too.
Watermark came up. I was like, you basic bitch.
Well, the credits came up too. Like, whoa, executive producer.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Wait a minute. Why would do this on Law and Order? What the fuck going on? And it went off. But we do know that they have a new theme since moving to the USA Network. So, Courtney and Honey, I know we got y'all thoughts about it, but I want to know now, with y'all seeing the new, graphics, seeing it plastered everywhere, what are all of you thinking about the new theme for SmackDown now that it's on USA?
I think it's cool to go a different route. To get a younger target audience.
Anyway.
That was your thought.
I didn't know the song. I don't know much about those artists. I just know that it's just a different, they shake it up every 8 to 14 months with a new theme song. So
yeah,
I was more surprised by the backlash it received online. That's why I wanted to talk about this, because it was not well received online at all. People acting like it's amazing how many people were just like, why do we have hip hop music and wrestling? Like, we haven't just been swerving while we drive for the past calendar year.
Like, and Wale Mania and Trick whooping that Trick,
and R-Truth singing to the ring for the last 35 years.
Sexy Red on NXT, like, duh, where have you people been?
I mean, yeah,
a lot happened this year, y'all. Catch up, but I'm honestly not mad at it. I understand the the collaboration, and it's the way to keep WWE included in the global fold of things with entertainment. I definitely I wasn't expecting Megan Thee Stallion, but shit, good for her, man. That's freaking awesome. I would have expected somebody like, obviously, I mean, this is obvious, but The Weeknd has taken over every damn WrestleMania theme song for the last 5 years. So I would have thought that maybe it went to him, or please forget it. No, not Flo Rida. Please, not Flo Rida. Anybody but Flo Rida. Because I mean, at least it's a relevant talent. And shout outs to Megan Thee Stallion for making that kind of history. I mean, she has been known to say that she's a wrestling fan as well. So I think that's really, really cool. And that must be a really cool moment for her. I didn't really listen to the song. I didn't really care. I was just more excited about the fact that the SmackDown was about to be 3 hours and then it wasn't. So, but hey, just she's on a really good list of greats who have been able to touch and perform on WWE or perform their theme songs for Monday night or Friday nights, whatever it is, what have you. So shout outs to her.
Yeah. Courtney, thoughts on it?
I did not know she was a wrestling fan, so that makes a lot of sense why she did it. Because if she wasn't, it would just been like, why are you doing this? But it makes a lot of sense. So it's nice to see her getting more exposure, especially on the wrestling side, because hopefully they know who she is. But I mean, I didn't even get a chance to listen to it, maybe because like everybody else, I was excited for the season premiere, and maybe I just need to give it a little bit more time when I hear it in the first couple weeks. But I'm very happy Megan Thee Stallion is definitely getting the spotlight. Kudos to her, where again, I'm happy that she is a fan of wrestling and she's fairly excited for this latest project, and also targeting the next generation, because a lot of people do appreciate her, Cardi B, many artists in this generation. So props to her.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Def Rebel, because I now realize I be deaf when them intros come in. I don't hear nothing. I don't even know Raw's intro. I realized that as soon as you said it, honey, I was like, yo, I do just be looking at the pictures and tune that song out. I didn't know Megan did it until I saw it on Twitter. I was like, damn, what song? But then it, 3 hours didn't happen, so I didn't want to go back to SmackDown at all this weekend. So I was like, we'll deal with this Monday. And
we're bearing the lead, guys.
I don't want to hear none of that.
We're bearing the lead, guys. You guys know what's going to happen, right? We know why Meg was chosen. You see that NXT.
I'm leading up to it,
Cedric. Acting like we don't know what's happening.
I'm leading up to it, okay?
Miss Parker, Lola Vice. You saw what happened at Battleground.
Let me
You saw the twerk. When Lola Vice get caught up on SmackDown and Jada Parker too with Meg Thee Stallion on the theme.
Yeah.
Well, because you lose it, you never win.
Oh, boy.
That stuff is.
Yeah. Nah, play the recent clip.
The fact that was Shannon Sharp is even more hilarious. The fact that was Shannon Sharp made this 10 times more hilarious.
Real quick, he knew what he was doing, right? That's bullshit. The bullshit was that I threw my phone on the floor and it went to live. Like, he knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing. I was like, yo, no. How you say you hack? You can't get hacked and then they go live from your phone. No.
So that theme song, guys, yeah.
But more into the theme song, though, as Cedric was putting with Lola Vice and Jada Parker, Meg Thee Stallion has said that she is interested in jumping into the ring. Now, we've seen some of the recent success with Logan Paul and Bad Bunny doing excellent as performers, but wait to see the intro.
I can't wait for that, Dylan. I want to see that.
Because the mayor's one, because the professor's one is dope, so I can't wait to see that one. But,
let me know if you sent it to me already, Dylan.
I want to get your thoughts on her potentially stepping in the ring. Will we see Magic strike a third time with the new influencers jumping in, or are we maybe jumping too much and she should maybe stick to doing this?
Question is,
there's no way he don't know this movie.
Well, I mean, the question is,
this has been my favorite comment today.
Yeah,
just little nobody's got my favorite comment today. Go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, question is, who would be your first opponent? That would be the first question. Who would she want to face?
Well, so this is very interesting though. So originally this was supposed to happen back in 2021, and it was supposed to originally be Sasha Banks, who's now Mercedes Moné, and even Mercedes Moné.
Sorry.
Mercedes Moné has also still said she is interested in facing Meg Thee Stallion even in an AEW ring. So,
well, guess what? It ain't happening.
We don't know. She's not technically signed to WWE as a performer.
Yeah, we didn't see Snoop flip flop back to AEW, WWE. It exists for musicians.
Yeah. So my question is: one, do you think this is a good idea of her stepping in the ring? And if so, does she do it in WWE and with who? Or does she make this match with Mercedes Moné happen? Which one is the bigger bank, shall we say?
I like that.
Very clever, sir.
Wasn't Meg was with Mercedes at the Anime Awards?
Crunchyroll. Or the Crunchyroll. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the article we're talking about that I put in the chat, that Mercedes team was in contact. Kevin Undergirl, AfterBuzz owner, was in contact with Meg about doing some stuff with Mercedes and AEW. They obviously the WWE jumped the gun and said, "Hey, let's get Meg on this intro for our SmackDown premiere." To me, this sounds like the biggest baby comeback that I have seen from Mr. Triple H lately. That, hey, we got everything you want over here. We got Julia, we got Jade, now we got Megan Thee Stallion over here. Just come back. Just come back. That's what it says. And we know it's going to happen eventually because she already said it would. But this feels like very convenient, strategic contract tampering.
Interesting. All right, I got it. I think I got the match.
Yes, Jason, please.
Megan Thee Stallion teams with John Cena against Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona.
Ooh.
It's a SummerSlam special attraction match. I guess Johnson didn't like it because he jumped. Oh, there he is. You don't like it?
I don't know if those are big enough names for. Well, mine is Cena. But I don't know if Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona will be able to.
The reason I said Chelsea Green is obviously with her having Julia's first match, there's a lot of trust in Chelsea Green. I don't know, man. I think,
and she's had a hell of a year with how far she's willing to go to put herself out there. Chelsea Green is putting in that work.
All the fans
getting her ass,
especially Money in the Bank in Toronto.
Yes, money in the Bank, getting her ass beat by all of the big three.
Yep.
The backstage segments, her moment on NXT with Ariana Grace, and then also her match this past week. I understand that though. I understand that. I like that.
And I think Cardona has said he wants to be a part of this John Cena year, which I mean, realistically, Cardona is going to be back in WWE in 25. So I think this could be this could be Miz and Maurice versus Nikki Bella and John Cena from that one WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I think that, I mean, why not put Megan Thee Stallion with the top guy?
Damn. I don't like it. I understand it.
You'll like it in like 2 hours. You'll think about it. I'm in your head for the next 2 hours now because you're like,
make it 3 hours.
Make it 3 hours.
We got to check the advertisement on the show. If it's 3 hours or 2 hours, we don't know. Who knows?
Dion, if WWE, what match? Who does she face? Or is AEW's the Stallion versus Hand Me Down Monet the bigger card?
Oh man, tell me how you really feel, man. But I think I would love her like in a women's tag match. Somebody who could carry a few people who could carry her through it. You know, because I'm trying to remember, what was Bad Bunny's first match? Was it a tag match
with Damian Priest?
Or was it that the sing? Yeah, it was the one with Damian Priest, right? I think that's a really easy way to ease someone in, make her partner like Bianca or somebody, but have somebody on the opposite side who can carry it too. That's the only way I see it. I'm not sure what the teams would be. I don't know. Jade turns heel. I don't know. She's on the other side. We can do some booking later, But her going to AEW, nah, I think she'll.
MD, that's too much cake.
That's
Hold on.
Megan Thee Stallion versus Naomi.
So there we go. Like put them all in a tag team match for her. Like it can be like a 6-man tag almost, just to protect her, let her train, because WWE's putting a lot of stock in the personalities coming in and being able to go now. Bad Bunny can go. Logan Paul's been amazing. Like they've been really knocking it out of the park there. And I think if adding her into that sort of match would be great. I don't trust AEW to protect her. So that's the only point. That's the only reason I don't want her to go over there. And Sasha's never been this terrible, man. It's amazing to see how far she falls, man. Like what hurts me the most about this is that my wife became a wrestling fan from Bianca versus Sasha. And I'm like, I credit her with that match and Bianca too, but I don't know what happened, man. So,
I mean, the Sasha's Ratchet chant from NXT is one of those things that I loved it. And at the time, I wasn't exactly sure what ratchet meant, but I'm like, this is great. This got a reaction, and more importantly, got a reaction from Sasha in the ring. So
We'll never. Listen, the ghost of Mercedes past. It'll always be Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks will always be where it was originally at. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I said it on the one wrap-up show. Sasha Banks is greater than Mercedes Moné.
No doubt.
Mayor, I'm gonna give you some time to breathe. Give you some time to.
I really wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at the new intro, but
it's a good intro though.
That's fair. But let me ask Courtney. Then I will give you the floor. Courtney, same question. If a match goes for WWE, who would she face, or is it a better look for her to take on Mercedes Moné?
I just can't see her being in AEW. And if you did work in WWE, stay there. Just stay there. Now, I can't knock Mercedes because I am trying to be patient. I've been patient with her since she first started, and I'm trying to be like, okay, let's see how this is going. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I am being patient. But Megan should go to WWE, and I think I would love to see her tag with either Bianca or Jade, Naomi. Heck, I wouldn't mind if she tagged with Bailey.
I can see people in there to protect her and make it look good, man.
Yeah. Cedric, your thoughts and same question.
The original question is what type of match I would book Megan
in WWE, or would it be better to book her against Mercedes Moné in AEW?
I think the Mercedes Moné would have been like a remix theme song, kind of like what Snoop did for her towards the end of her WWE run. I don't think it would have been a match, if I'm being honest. I don't know if Meg has aspirations of getting in the ring, but if I were to have a dream match for Megan Thee Stallion, I would take Meg, I would take Jada Parker, I would take Lola Vice, and I would take Naomi, and I would have them in an Iron Survivor match for 60 minutes. And all four women would be quadruple counted out for the entirety of that 60 minutes for excessive emoting on the outside of the ring. Do with that what you will. But that would be my dream match.
The ring can't handle that much cake, Mayor. Okay? The ring is going to break with all that.
They would be on the outside of the ring getting counted out for the entirety of those 60 minutes.
The barricades are going to fall with all that cake over there. You're going to hurt audience members.
I'm going to fight all these urges, my brother.
I'm not going to fight them this time. I got to let all the urges run wild.
I don't think Meg has plans to wrestle, though. I'm be honest. I think it's more so like an appearance or hosting a show.
Well, she said
I could see her as like a special guest host or like a timekeeper spot or something like that. Like, I don't know.
She could host SummerSlam.
I can see that.
Okay. Like cake over here.
Damn it, I gotta delete that, bro. God damn it.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh, you thought it was gone, Cedric? Oh, you thought it was out of here?
Did she not hear me say Lola Vice's name?
So,
That's what she.
so Cardi B is a big wrestling fan too. Do you? Again, we're fantasy booking, right? Any shot for her? You know, nothing there. Nothing really. Okay,
I'm okay.
Swing.
I love shout outs to the Bronx girls because you know I'm a Bronx girl myself, but when it was announced for her to be a part of when they were discussing the possibilities of her being a part of WrestleMania or SummerSlam or whatever that was, should have happened. It should have happened then. I think that ship has sailed.
Okay,
I would say yes, but
I want to see a butt pop. I don't want that to
for
happen.
for God's sake, we got Sexy Red on NXT. Like,
Yeah, but she just twerking. Like, I don't want Cardi to fall. Something happened to that implant, and then it's like, yo, this is WWE's fault. I want to see
that implant or them implants.
I feel like just one would get hurt. I don't feel like both. I feel like just one. Like,
yeah. Professor would be disgusted by this comment.
I need. At least if I was like, let me get one for the day. I was
Y'all
like,
need, you know what? Let's just you know what's great. You know what's great, guys. What's great is our website, www.talkpod.com, where you could find a lot of cool merch.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen, not knowing what you want to do, like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like, literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www.talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
That raccoon makes me laugh every time, and I don't know why.
I'm sorry. Stitches. Special little nobodies. This is the comment of the day. When Sexy. Just read it. I can't read it. I can't say it out loud.
Oh, that's foul.
Wow.
But I understand.
Wow.
That's
savage.
That's crazy. But that's very descriptive. I get it.
You need to change your name to Special Little Savage, bro. That's what you need. Wow. Wow. But
when Sexy twerk, he want to donate to the local Boys and Girls Club.
Can't do it to you.
Save the children.
I can't read the rest of these comments. I can't.
Damn.
Stop.
You're wild in the comments.
You guys need to stop.
I'm letting y'all know that y'all are wild in the comments.
I want to read this. I want to read this comment so bad, but I know the parents
Do it.
will
Do it. Do it.
Just
put it on me. I'm going
if I read it out loud, I'm probably not going to finish it. So I'll just.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I cannot. I can't believe you guys have me like this in stitches crying right now. I have tears.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Councilman, proceed, please.
So, well, in other news, honey, that you started to get your wish as we spoke. We talked about Friday about you wanting to see Grayson Waller and Austin Theory split up because you wanted to see Grayson back in singles action. So you sort of got your wish. Just not on SmackDown yet. It is announced that Grayson Waller is returning to PWA Black Label to face Jimmy Townsend for PWA's grand finale taking place October 12th through 13th. I just want to get your thoughts on this with Grayson Waller returning back to the Black Label. Your thoughts, honey?
Wait, I'm sorry. All right.
I just want y'all to know I was the professional one today. I was being professional. I didn't be petty. I'm still
I'm
here.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the heck, but that was too funny. Yes, it's about damn time. It's about damn time we separate these two. I've been wanting A Town Down Under split for quite some time. I kind of never actually wanted them together, but then when they put them together, I'm like, oh, it makes sense. It looks right. It looks good on paper. They're both young, obnoxious characters. They can relate. This could go on for a little while. But no, it's about time. It's about time to separate these two. What was the original question, or you wanted me to talk about the fact that they might be splitting up?
Oh no, just your thoughts on him returning back to PWA's Black Label.
Oh, I think that's really cool. I mean, that's awesome for Austin Theory. You know, I mean, excuse me, Grayson Waller. I think he is definitely on the verge of getting the run that he was supposed to get. I really want him to get the run that he was supposed to get, even from NXT. What is going on? What is everybody laughing?
Don't highlight the comment. Don't highlight the comment. Let's just keep going.
Oh, I saw it. I just saw it. All right, MDB, control yourself, sir. But yeah, A Town Down Under. It's about damn time that they split these two up. Grayson Waller, I think he's on the verge of getting back to the route that he was supposed the run he was supposed to get, even from NXT. I think we really need to bring back the Grayson Waller effect show. I feel like there's a lot going for him when he does those things as well, because you're kind of putting him on the verge of guys like Jericho, The Miz, Brutus Beefcake, if you want to take it really, really further back, but yeah, cool for him, visiting some stomping grounds. And I just hope that he's the one to get out of this tag team first.
Gotcha. Dion, your thoughts on Grayson Waller and returning back to the old stomping grounds?
Well, like Honey said, if this is a way to sort of break up the team, I'm all for it.
Yes.
I will say, wasn't a huge Grayson Waller fan. I was more of a Austin Theory fan, just because kid has a lot of potential, man, and has a good look. Entrance is dope. I don't know what they did to his theme music, but that's neither here nor there. I'm been waiting for them. They're not helping each other, in my opinion, man. It hasn't been beneficial for anybody.
But you were highlighting Grayson Waller's theme song. Is that what you were just saying?
No. Well, Austin Theory's, like when they remixed his theme song recently. I guess that's another Def Rebel sort of deal. But no, it hasn't helped him either way. I don't know if one turns heel and Austin goes face. That's going to be weird anyway too, because Austin Theory's never. Well, y'all gotta stop it. But
seriously, bro. But to counter your statement, Dan, I am big on Grayson Waller more so than I am on Austin Theory. Which one do you see? Like, do you want Grayson Waller on his own?
Yeah, just split them both up. I really don't want. They should never been a tag team. Yeah, they sort of have like sort of similar personalities when they were both heels, but it hasn't been beneficial to any of them, to either one of them. But no, break Grayson Waller up. He was on a good trajectory after NXT. Say what you want about Austin Theory. He wrestled John Cena at WrestleMania. I don't think he should be taking stunners every night now, but he sells his ass off with it. But there's more that he can do than just that.
Yeah.
Both of them, really.
Jason, let me ask you, do you think that this group should split up? And if so, where do you see Austin Theory going? Do they move him to continue? Well, do they continue the heel route, or are they going to move him to maybe fit a babyface role? And does that seem a little bit better for Austin?
I recently said I wanted to see those two back in NXT, running roughshod as the two top bad guys. Mm-hmm. They're essentially a comedy act at this point. Back when Kevin Owens was punching both of them with one punch. I think it's cool that he's going back to the indies in Australia. That just shows that Triple H is willing to make these things happen. And it's definitely a new era in WWE, because obviously that wasn't happening before. So break them up. I think if they break up, I think Waller goes to NXT and Theory stays on the main roster.
Cedric, your thoughts?
Grayson has potential to be one of the top 3 heels in the company if done right, just because he's very obnoxious and genuinely annoying. And he can really go in the ring. Austin been floundering. The U.S. title did nothing for him. The tag has done nothing for him. The John Cena win has done nothing for him.
Nothing.
Yeah, complete
Money in the bank
with Austin. And I don't think more accolades on main roster is going to help, if I'm being honest. He needs to be repackaged completely. Just gone. I think if you put Austin back in NXT with this version of NXT where he can kind of rebuild himself, I think that's where you get fans to actually care because he's extremely talented. I know everybody backstage is extremely high on his in-ring work, his ability to work with others, but it's just the character work that really hasn't like ingratiated himself with the audience. And I think that's what he needs. Just a complete reset. Let Hickenbottom get his hands on him and try to work some magic. And then he doesn't have to have a long stint. It can be like three months, couple quarters, and now the audience will receive him better on main roster as a babyface or as a mega heel. But the stuff they've done with him, or the stuff that Vince did with him, I'll say, has just made people completely like cold towards his character.
Gotcha. And then Courtney, for you, if they do split, what do you see next for Grayson Waller? Is it building himself up? Is it potential championship title run right off the gate? How do you see them playing Grayson Waller next if they do decide to split?
I think Grayson Waller, he should just continue the heel route because I feel like that's what he does best. For what I see, I'm not even going to look at the comments. I'm not even going to go there. But, seeing Grayson Waller, because I never got to see his NXT run. I only saw him on WWE. And he was a heel, but for some reason, I found him a little bit annoying that I wanted to punch him in the face.
Well, that's a good heel then.
That's a good heel. I mean, he's doing what he does, but I think for him, it's just really kind of building up because he does work well as a heel. So I would just continue that route there, and who knows? He may somewhere down the line he could get U.S. title or intercontinental title opportunities somewhere down the line. If he continues to build his heel persona and also his show, that should keep going. The Grayson Waller effect, because he does deliver some heat, and some of them want to punch him in the face. So he's doing a good job there. So I think for him, it's just definitely continuing solo run and also just continuing what he does best.
Yeah.
Grayson had me believing for a hot second that Hickenbottom was going to unretire at that stand and deliver. That's how good as he is as a heel as getting people to emote. I really thought Sean was going to unretire for that stand and deliver.
That's actually on my list, by the way, to visit Australia.
See, there y'all go. But we are only 22 minutes out from Raw, so let's jump into the Raw previews that we do know that are coming for tonight's episode, which we don't know how long it's going to be. Maybe 3 hours. Maybe they've switched it to 2. Maybe there's a new logo now. Who knows? Because
apparently they're switching it to 2 hours, October 7th.
Oh, good.
Starting October 7th.
I don't believe nothing they say no more. I don't believe them at all.
And it's going to be a new theme song, and they're going back to Nickelback.
The best news I received all day.
I love
y'all gotta put some respect on Nickelback's name.
Yeah,
right?
Seriously. They're awesome.
They got some good music.
50 million records sold.
Oh yeah.
Go check out there is a Nickelback documentary. It's called Love to Hate. It's on Netflix. It is so good. And I'm not being funny or a character. That I can admit I like Nickelback. So and then Nickelback's music has been a great WWE theme song for years. I think they've done 3 of them so far.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
I don't know if that's actually happening or not, but I just wanted to get Councilman in better spirits.
Appreciate that. I appreciate
you.
Yes, thank you. Raw's preview tonight, though. We got Damian Priest is out to destroy Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I have no idea what that means, but we will find out on tonight's episode. CM Punk will be returning in the wakes of a vicious attack by Drew McIntyre last week. We will have CM Punk in the building. The Judgment Day will defend their titles against the New Day tonight here on Raw. And then Braun Strowman will be going up once again with Big Bronson Reed. Sheamus is going to be battling Pete Dunne and the there we And Natalia's gonna take on Zoe Stark from don't make me say it wrong. I don't want to do it again. What is
Pimp
that?
Squad Click.
Pure Fusion Collective.
Now I know Cocktail is in there somewhere. What's the first two?
Pure Fusion.
Pure Fusion Cocktail. That's who she gonna take on them. I just want to know, y'all, what out of all of that, what are you excited for to see on Raw today? Courtney, we'll start with you.
I'm actually more intrigued on where Braun and Bronson Reed are gonna go. I would not be shocked if they did have a match at Bad Blood, because after what happens tonight, I like I said, I would not be shocked if they did have a match at Bad Blood. So that's something to think about. Of course, we're gonna see Mr. CM Punk back in the ring again and seeing what he does to Drew. Well, what's he has to say to Drew McIntyre? It's always nice to see Natalia back in the ring. She had a big reception last week in Calgary, so this is going to be very intriguing. Also,
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. And also, you forgot one thing. Jey Uso, he's the number 1 contender. I want to hear what he has to say. What's he going to say to Braun Strowman? I bet not Braun Strowman. Braun Breaker.
I will bet you $1 he says yeet to him. $1 bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Jay interact with Braun Breaker.
There we go. Too many Brauns, though. Too many Brauns in there. That's all. Jason, what are you most excited for to see on Raw tonight?
You know, it's weird. I did not like CM Punk in AEW, and I think it's the same reason I don't like Mercedes Moné in AEW. But since he's been back to WWE, I've become a Punk fan again. I think when you are not going off the seat of your pants and what you're saying or have direction, it's funny how that works out. And the stuff Punk has done this year, I'm here for it. So I'm glad to see that he will be back tonight. And I'm curious to see. I wish he would just have a match on Raw. That's all I want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those
and,
in the ring.
And anything with Dom Mysterio. So I'm good. MVP. Dom Mysterio.
Yes. Yeah, your thoughts. What are you excited for about Raw?
Okay, the New Day for this one. I'm excited because it feels like this came out of nowhere, and it almost felt like it's like a makeup for the whole Odyssey thing a little bit. So I think that's directed at the mayor in here. But anyway, I think
my name, Cindy.
Now, to be fair, she's clearing something up with DM Hunk. He was under the impression that she was a Roxanne fan because she was going after Lola. It was not. She's just clarifying she is not on the Roxy bandwagon. She's not a Pereziak. She is a Julia Oscar fan. So she was just clarifying for him what was going on. No shots are being taken in the comments right now. So just wanted to clear that up.
Okay. So no, the New Day's thing. I feel like that tag team championship match came out of nowhere. Really looking forward to seeing what they do with that, because the whole thing they were trying to do is like split the New Day, it felt like. And I think that may have been put on the back burner. So I don't know if they'll win tonight, but that'd be pretty dope if they did. Like Jason said, anything with Dirty Dom in it, I'm in. He's the biggest heel in wrestling next to McIntyre right now, probably. But McIntyre, he's justified in a lot of things. So yeah, Dom is the biggest heel in wrestling right now.
All right. Mayor, what are you excited for tonight's Raw?
We know what we won't see on Raw tonight. We won't see Asuka. But I just checked WWE Shop again, and I'm kind of upset that I still have to do these searches on Shop. Why don't I have a Tsunami shirt yet? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
We've been seeing straight murder for the past month. And I can't get a Tsunami shirt. I just want one. Tsunami shirt, but that's what I'm looking forward to, because he's spamming,
I can see it in my head too,
and it's the best thing on Monday night.
It's him just jumping off with Tsunami in the that would be
Yeah.
Does he have any merch at this point?
He got a NXT shirt and a big Bronson Reed shirt. That's it. But we need the Tsunami shirt. I expect Braun to go to the upper room tonight. That's what I expect. While I am excited about the New Day getting the title match, I don't know if there's plans yet. And as you guys know, we're in the 10-year anniversary, and for just just my hunches. I think they can't do something with the characters until we know if Big E is going to be on screen yet for the 10-year anniversary. I think it would mean more if they won the tag team titles and he was there to celebrate.
He was there too.
So I think
Yeah.
I think we'll get there. I just don't know if we're going to start that planning now with tonight.
Gotcha. Honey, who are you excited about for Raw? And can you give us one of your honey pot predictions on here?
I have quite a few predictions. Yes, quite a few. I'm really interested in seeing Natalya back in the ring. I know it's been a while since she's actually been up here on Raw with us, and I'm excited to. It's Women's Wrestling Talk said, "Don't give me that face." Okay,
You don't gotta lie to our fans like that. Ain't nobody.
I'm
ever
not
been
lying
excited
to
for
the fans. I am absolutely not lying to the fans because we know.
Hey, you don't gotta lie to. You don't gotta lie to. The
I'm
chat.
not lying to the fans. I am definitely not lying to the fans. I would never lie to the chat. Anyway, Natalya, however, you with false debate dates and stuff like that, I digress. I don't need to say anymore. Natalya and Zoe, I'm really looking forward to seeing. I want to see where this goes because I want to see where the hell what the hell they're doing with my girl La Muñeca Zelina Vega. I feel like there's going to be shenanigans for that match because Pure Fusion Collective is definitely going to have the upper hand with the numbers game. I feel like quick little honey pot prediction. I feel like that's definitely going to be a shenanigan kind of match. And Natalya's probably going to get the upper hand, but it will be via disqualification because she will get interfered with the other group. And always looking forward to seeing what Dirty Dom does. He's pretty much my third favorite story that's ever happened in WWE. And, the book of Dom just gets bigger and bigger as each week passes by. And I'm really, really excited about what happens between him and Damian Priest. Is he finally going to end this madness between them two and move on to bigger and better things? And of course, the one thing that is not advertised, being that now we're done with American Made and Chad Gable. What is next for my Wyatt Six? Who is the next target? I've seen that we've had a couple of not QR codes, but a few pop-ups and things that have been added to their site. And I think we're gonna see probably some next new tapes. Even I want to see maybe another interview tape. We haven't really seen much of those in a while. We've been seeing a lot of Bo. We did see Eric Rowan, but we haven't seen too much of Nikki Cross and what their interviews would be like. I still want to revisit that as far as if that's what they're going to go with the storytelling of the Wyatt Six. But yeah, and the big 2 out of 3 is in the house. I'm interested to see what's popping for them.
Gotcha. Well, as y'all know, the only thing I worry about from CM Punk ass is when is your wife coming back? So he's not announcing that. I don't know what he's talking about at all.
He's had a good run so far, though, man. Like, granted, his injury and stuff, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I have a good run after I eat Taco Bell, but you don't see me.
Damn.
No, all of us have one. Always excited to see Dirty Dom. Like, there's never a time where you just don't want to see Dirty Dom on television. So, I am also looking forward to the New Day's match. Not for the New Day, though. No disrespect to the New Day. I am more excited to see Finn and JD McDonough as a tag.
Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, I have been wanting that to happen just because I think they can do exceptional work as a tag team, and I hope that gets spotlighted tonight. So hopefully they give the tag team championships a little bit more shine, a little bit more relevancy.
I'm willing to bet money on that. We can bet money on that.
Go ahead, Councilman. I'm sorry. I just thought it was funny.
It just got delayed again, right?
Damn. I just want to see how they do as a tag team. I just think that both of them are dope, and I know that, like, he's basically trained him, so it's like I want to see them to an actual tag team action. I think they'll bring that out, especially having to go up against the New Day. Same thing as the mayor said, man. Braun and Strowman, just that could be like Andrade and Carmelo. You can keep giving me up. I'm never gonna get tired of it. Can't wait. Always ready to see Sheamus battle, and I know it's out there. Joseph, don't nobody give a fuck about Mick Foley Jr. showing up. Nobody care about him. Don't nobody care about the executioner of midness showing up tonight at Monday Night Raw. Do not get me started on Sami Zayn tonight.
Wow. The execution of what? Midgets?
Executioner of midness.
Write that down, man. That's a good one.
Real quick, I haven't been on since Joe Tessitore has joined Raw. What have you guys thought of Tess on Raw? I thought he's been awesome.
Is it just me or does he sound like Michael Cole?
I don't hear Michael Cole. I hear a bigger voice, like
I hear
a
like
movie
real
trailer
broadcasting, and it sounds like, I don't know if it feels forced to me, but a lot of what he says is like very obvious thinking statements. So I think he's still finding his footing.
Yeah, early stages.
Yeah. So I mean, I do love his voice. I just think he's still finding his like niche with like learning certain cues, wrestling terminology. Because like, didn't he? What did he say? He was like, "Oh, that's Drew McIntyre in a hoodie." And it feels like I'm reading or listening to subtitles when he talks sometimes, but I think he's just working the kinks out.
Yeah, I mean there, like I said, there was only a few minor things, like he said a 6-team match instead of a 6-person match. Minor things, but this is
He's
like you
still
said,
learning.
Yeah, learning. There's going to be a lot of obvious things, and one of the guys on my show made a comment like, the first thing he said was, "This crowd looks like they're a bunch of Denver Bronco fans," because they were in Denver. I'm like, well, obviously. I mean, he's a new guy, but like that stuff didn't bother me. One of the guys on my show was like, was kind of almost done with him after that, but he's coming around. I think Joe Tess is a great signing. Once he gets all this, figures it all out, he'll be the guy. He'll be the guy for a few years.
That's been the experience. Tonight we're going to hear he's going to jump onto Braun Strowman's chest. Like, oh, yeah. All right.
We shall see tonight. If the wheels start turning a little better and he gets it going. But we are 8 minutes away. I know our producer is very much pissed at us, but that is what you get for being a CM Punk ass fan. So we are gonna go ahead and get it out here. But before we do, we have to make sure everyone gets a chance to let y'all know how to follow and support them. We're gonna go from Honey, Jason, Dion. Courtney, Jason, Dion, Honey, Cedric, and then I'll close this thing out. Courtney, where can they find you?
You can find me. Oh God, it's Monday. You can find me here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can follow me here on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11. You can also find me Wednesdays as I will be doing All Elite Wrestling Watch Along Dynamite. Please don't forget this Wednesday. It's the week before Grand Slam. Last week was really fun. And of course, if you want to see our producer's commentary, which was the highlight of my watch along. But feel free to check it out. I'm excited for this and can't wait to see you there.
My turn, right?
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Every Friday, That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. We just hit 4,200 subscribers. 200 episodes. You can also listen to it this Saturday on indiewrestling.us. I'll be on the call for Renegade Wrestling Alliance outside of Pittsburgh. We have ECW Original Rhino coming in. He'll be facing off against one half of the NWA Exodus Tag Team Champions, J-Rock Daddy. indiewrestling.us to check it out. And subscribe to my channel, That Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe to indiewrestling.us. And that's how you can get through to me.
Yes, sir. Dion.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. It's been fun. The comments are wild, but I'm at All Star Fandom. We just talk about all fandoms. It's pretty much a show just celebrating fandoms, and we go through TV reviews, movie reviews, just pretty much anything happening in those fandoms and things that we love, just like wrestling. But yeah, we have a show every Friday where we do live, where we're doing reviews for Ring of Power. We're going to be doing stuff for Agatha and stuff for the Penguin when it comes out too. So that'll be pretty regularly throughout the week through reviews and stuff like that too. And also hashtag Justice for Ricky. But that's what
Justice for Ricky.
Justice for Ricky.
Honey, where can they find you?
Before I get found, I want to give 2 quick shout outs for things that we didn't really have much time to cover today because, we just had so much fun here. Shout outs to Athena, the Ring of Honor record, 646 days. as women's champion. Keep killing it, girl. I freaking love it for her. Can't wait to see what's next for her. And also shout outs to Big Bill in AEW, 5 years sober. That is absolutely part of my friend boss lady, but that is absolutely fucking amazing. Shout outs to you guys. And you guys can always find me here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the WWT Live crew. 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific time, depending on where you're at. And don't forget to join me on Fridays after WWT Live. We have our Honey Night SmackDown watch alongs and 2 hours. 2 hours, guys. Until further notice, we're just keeping it at 2 hours. And don't forget to check out my Honey Pop predictions. They are up on all my socials, and you can follow my socials at Wrestling with Honey on Instagram, Wrestling with Honey TikTok, Wrestling W Honey on Facebook, and like and subscribe the YouTube. Tell your friends all about it. It's going to be on and popping and buzzing at the Wrestling with Honey podcast.
Yes, indeed. Mayor, you are up.
I am up, and I can't hear Sindale's comments over all of Asuka's pity title reigns, but that's neither here or there. I'll be in these streets. You can find me on Twitter at says. That's CEDD_SAYS on the gram at says the answer. I think there's going to be a reboot of this We Got Next NXT podcast, but you got to check Jacob DeLawrence for that at _JDella. It's still hashtag blame Jacob around here. I saw Big Money TK in the comments, so make sure you sub her as well. I think we're still trying to crowdfund that Game Day worn Trick Williams merchandise for her birthday that recently just passed. So make sure send $1 to the chat, whatever you got to do, and make sure you keep it locked here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
There's trouble in the mayor's office again, the co-mayor's office. I couldn't help but notice. Yeah, you're back to the blame Jacob. Like, is there another debate that we didn't know about?
This never ended. That blame Jacob's always a thing.
No,
we got to stop this co-mayor.
Pardon me.
I don't know why that's a thing.
You talk to Jacob.
I'm just saying.
We got to cut this out.
You can find me at I Was Good Today across all social platforms because I tried to steer this ship as best as I could. But then also make sure y'all fund my Kickstarter and get Sami Zayn some clippers, since obviously he can't afford any, and get him Lexus King's barber as well. Maybe that'll make me like Mick Foley Jr. more.
Damn.
And as always, you can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on WWT Live. Follow my socials and my live Twitch and YouTube's Will Ferrell, PHARAOH. And for the NXT watch-alongs on Tuesdays, I have no idea who else is going to be on there with me, so you never know who may pop up. And so we appreciate each and every single one of y'all checking this out. We're going to go ahead and close this out so our producer can watch Raw, get these clips ready, and thank you for checking out WWT, the #1. And once again, I don't
Women's Wrestling Network on the planet.
What they said.
Because
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network.